Okay, welcome everyone to our October team call. This is going to be fabulous. Sorry, we're running behind a little bit tonight, and so we're just getting some last minute things. Jess will pop in here soon. He just got back the kids from golf, so he was eating a quick taco, and then he'll be back here. So I am super pumped because September was fabulous. You guys, it was a busy month, but y'all showed up. So congrats on that. I think one thing that's super, super important to do, if you don't make it your monthly habit, and that is to make sure that you celebrate your wins. Number one, I think sometimes, at least for me, I tend to just plow ahead, like on to the next thing. And I don't take that much time to reflect. And what I'm recognizing is we should take time to recognize our wins. We should take time to practice gratitude for the things that did go well. Even if we didn't hit a particular goal that we had set, it's okay. Like, we have a new month. I love that Anna Green Gables quote that says, "Tomorrow is a new day with no mistakes in it yet." And it reminded me of the month of October. It's a new month. We can reset. You know, it's kind of the hashtag last 90 days of 2019. And so I feel like we have the opportunity to make it the best last 90 days that we can make it. So I'm also reminding everyone and reminding myself that hashtag January is coming because what we do now affects what happens in 90 days. And January through like June is really, really huge for network marketing. It's huge for health and wellness, and it's huge for Plexus. Historically, that's what I see happen. And so even if, and I know Amy is probably going to talk about this a little bit, but the law of sowing and reaping comes to play in a big way in our Plexus businesses. We're not always in a season of reaping. You may be in a season of sowing. And so if that's where you are in the next 90 days, it's okay. Even if you don't have tangible proof that you are working, if you are committed to the daily activity and committed to consistency, you will see that bear fruit in January. So, okay, everyone's popping on here. I would love for you guys to share in the comments what your wins were for September. And do any of you want to pop and just unmute for a sec and share a win or two or three? Let's blow up the chat and let's share, because it's valuable when y'all pipe in what your wins were. It doesn't have to be a huge win. It can be a tiny win. It's totally fine. I'm going to look for a pen while y'all share your wins. Did someone talk?
Yeah, this is Heavenly.
Hello.
So I have to say, for the past few months, I have totally minimalized my activity in Plexus, and I was just like, you know what, I can do this at my own pace, and I don't need to fuss about it. I don't need to do anything hard. Like, if it's for me, it will come. And that was such a huge lie. But now I have, I've taken initiative, and Molly has been super encouraging. You have been super encouraging. And I just have this huge support group that's fallen in behind me, and they're saying, you can do it. And it just, I've grown my team a little bit this month. And I'm looking forward and loving what I see. And I'm just really happy to have such an amazing team to be participating in.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. I think the more that we have these like little epiphanies or revelations, or, we just realize things the way that we've been thinking or whatever, those things are important. That means you're in growth mode. That means you're learning. So that's awesome. Okay, someone else share. Who else has something to share?
Hey, Megan, I'll share. It's Amber. I had a sip and see last Tuesday, and I had an ambassador. Julie came, and then I had another ambassador come, and her husband is now interested in getting started on the products. And I had two other ladies that come, and I did a bottle of Ease as my giveaway. And like the first day she took it, she was already, she apparently has constipation issues real bad. And she had previously hurt her hand. Well, she already could tell the difference in her hand like the next day. And she said, because I had given everybody the pink drink, both flavors, and I used some of the recipes out of the Hello Happy Box. And she said she normally is constipated so bad she doesn't go for like 2 or 3 weeks. And she said, I went to the bathroom, and she said it was so easy. She's like, she was shocked. So as soon as they've kind of had a financial crisis going on, but as soon as they can get on their feet again, she wants to get started on the product. So I'm really excited about that, because I think she would be a fantastic runner for me since I don't have one yet. So
that's awesome. And I remember Jessica Heffley saying, happy customers make great ambassadors, or, you know, people that have good results on the products. How many of us started for products only, right? And then we saw benefits and we're like, well, this is silly. Why would I not share it? People are, one, asking me what I'm doing because they can tell something's different, right? Or you just think of people, you're chatting with people and you're like, this is silly for me to be scared of what people think, and instead of just sharing and, you know, saying something, this, you know, this could help them. So that's awesome. Who else got one of those Hello Happy boxes and hosted a sip and see? I know I did one with Chelsea Finley. She lives about an hour and 15 minutes away from me. We did one on Saturday for her. And the stuff is so fun in there. It's super cute stuff. It's super colorful. She had like, I don't know, I put the pictures on the team page, but active, and then both of the pink drinks, and she was whirling up, you know, pink drink slushies with strawberries and lean shakes. It was super fun. Okay. How about one more win? Who has a win?
I had a sip and see last night. Angie came to my sip and see. I didn't have a happy box, but she did. So she gave me a happy box and let me use it. And I had a great night. 3 of my new ambassadors came, and one of my girls signed up 3 people, I think. Well, 2, and then 1 hopefully Friday. And then I had another new ambassador that signed up a new person. And so I'm very excited just to see. And with that, and then another one last night my new ambassador asked me to host a sip and see. Cheyenne did. So hopefully y'all can help me with that one, those of you that live in Chattanooga. So yeah, I'm excited. And all the new groups that we're in has really been motivating and exciting. That's
awesome. What's your last name, Anna? It just says like iPhone Anna. Are you Anna
Ferguson?
Okay.
Ferguson.
Awesome. We haven't met in person yet.
Maybe I should put that in there.
That's fabulous. Okay, so if you guys haven't gotten one of those happy boxes and had a sip and see, do it. Even if you have been in Plexus for a while, I've found that relaunching yourself is important. And maybe if you're out in the boonies and you're like, well, I don't know if I should host one, go to someone that's on your team and help them do one. You know what I mean? So I have a vision for once my farmhouse is done next spring sometime, I'm going to do like a big sip and see, a big local sip and see, and people can invite their potentials. We'll have pink drink and active and all the things on tap. And I think if we frame it as like sip and see, an open house, come to the farmhouse, you know, I think it'll be a fun thing. So be thinking of like fun things. People want to get together. I feel like community and fellowship is something that's lacking in our culture, and we need to be the initiators. So there you go. Okay, so I'm going to continue to share in the chat thread your wins. There's only a few. Y'all keep sharing. You guys have what you can eke out one win, right? Were you consistent with posting? Or did you stay consistent on your products? Share. It can be whatever type of win you want, but put it in the chat thread because we all want to see that. That makes it exciting. So, so you can continue to chat in the chat thread while we share. Okay, so let me blitz through really quick and tell you about October. So I don't remember if I shared this yet. I know I have with some of you, but October is Women's Health and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so that's kind of the theme for the team page. If you didn't see the calendar yet, that's the theme. And I'm going to be highlighting certain products on the team page, not tons, but like a couple times a week. There's going to be some product information, and we're going to be basically, formulating our 3-day blitz and our happy half hour around that same theme. So be keeping that in mind, thinking through your prospects of who maybe is a breast cancer survivor, or works in women's health, or whatever the things are. You can even use that hashtag and use it as your theme of the month for your posting. Be creative, think of things not just in your private groups, but also on Facebook, and it'll make your month be cohesive, and you can kind of get creative with that. So there is a business blitz at the end of this month, so I wanted to make sure I said that too. There was supposed to be one last month and it didn't pan out, so totally fine. We'll do it at the end of October. So be thinking of that. Make sure you're not just posting product testimonies. Make sure also a couple times a week sharing about the business. It can be as simple as, if you don't know what to say about the business, or you feel like you don't have a ton of business success yet, share people's diamond documentaries. Those are so belief building, and it runs the gamut of demographics of people that have been successful in Plexus. And also share tangible things that your Plexus paycheck covers. So that's what Jessica has always encouraged all of us with, like, make it real for people. Like, hey, Plexus paid for my groceries. Like, that's huge. A lot of people need that kind of wiggle room in their budget. Like, I think a lot of people are just paycheck to paycheck, and we have a seriously real opportunity to share with people. So we need to be sharing that. Okay. We have some people today that are going to share on this call about what they did in September to have the success that they had. And Hannah Levi is a sweet friend. She was actually my very first ever customer. I'm pretty sure if she was not my first one, she was like in the month of March or April when I first started sharing, she ordered Plexus. And then they were traveling and back and forth, and she and her husband are missionaries to South Sudan, helping rebuild that country. And they are sweet friends of ours. It's kind of a crazy story of how we even met them. But she decided after, I think, Hannah, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you decide to do the business thing after Jess and I went live on our wall, like last October?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, you had gotten, I think it was a $10,000 like shopping spree or some crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was nursing my newborn and just kind of feeling, like I needed goals. I needed to set goals with my life. Like I was just in a low place. I was postpartum, feeling low, right? So I listened to that, and it was like the light bulb went on, and it was like now. It was a now moment. Like the time is right. Yeah. Yeah, because you were giving away, I think it was like $1,000 gift cards or something.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. And then I think after we got back from Hawaii, we totally shared about the business and the opportunity or something.
Yeah.
You never know who's watching.
Yeah. So that's what did it. Yeah.
So
I was
Hannah,
watching.
Yes, that's so awesome. Hannah signed up 9, correct me if I'm wrong, 9 personally sponsored ambassadors in September, and had someone go silver?
Yeah.
And 15 total?
Yes.
Team?
Yeah, for real.
Share with us your secret sauce. What's the magic tip?
Okay, so so all of my people except for 2, I have been talking to for 3, 6, or 9 months. So, back in the beginning when I was listening to all of like the new ambassador trainings, and it was saying, sometimes people need 8 to 12 reach outs. I think in my case, I probably had like 30 to 40 reach outs with some of these people, just back and forth for months and months. And then the free incentive, the free wholesale sign up came in the very beginning of September. And I just got right on it. I think that you had recommended putting in like Plexus in the search bar in your messenger and going through all the conversations that you've ever had. So that's what I did. And I followed back up with all these people, it ended up being 9 altogether who signed, and they all ended up getting the free wholesale because I think it was like 4 at the beginning of the month and then 5 at the end of the month. Yeah. Yeah. So that was that. It just being consistent and following up for like ever. And also, I do the one thing that I am consistent with is my daily IPA. So posting every day. I do post every day, and I do the 5, 3, 2, 1 reach outs every day. So maybe there was a few days in between where I didn't get all of that done, but for the most part, like IPA is my thing. So that made a big difference, because some people, just they felt confident because they had seen I was doing it long enough, that I've been up to it long enough. And then actually, underpinning it all is prayer. I have been crying out to God, please, to give me the growth that I needed to reach my goals, because my goals all underpin my why, and my why just keeps growing. So it was really committing my way to the Lord and trusting in Him, and He really did bring it to pass. So I know for the future, it's all His as well. So that's the secret sauce.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You want to say anything?
I can.
Okay.
Who's next?
Well, I was just going to say, consistency is the magic. And I think that's the one thing, like if we're not seeing the results that we want, usually that's the reason. It's just a lack of consistency. But I think that should be encouraging, because I think for a lot of us, actually Amy Booker was talking, she's like, what I do is not sexy. Like it's really boring. Success looks boring. A lot of times you just sit in your little corner and do your IPA. But you will, it's a law. It's like a spiritual law too. What we sow, we're going to reap, right? So you're sowing seeds, and that will come to harvest. Okay. Angie, were you planning to share any top tips? I'm totally putting you on the spot. I don't know if you saw my message. Okay. So Angie also, okay, so Hannah swept the contest. If you weren't aware of what was going on, there was like Maui gifty things. So Hannah got double of everything because she signed all ambassadors. So she got 2 Ray-Ban sunglasses. Cannot wait to see you rocking those. 2 pairs of those Olukai sandals. They're fabulous. I love my pair. And then 2 jewelries. So that's super cool. And then there's also, so if you enrolled 3, you got jewelry. 6, you got the sandals and the jewelry. And then 9, you got all of it. So Angie signed up even numbers. And so this is something that I think is important to consider, is balancing ambassadors and customers. And Angie consistently signs customers, and it is helpful to bump up your PV. So if you are talking to people and maybe you feel like they might not be the best candidate for ambassador option, consider signing them up as a customer. But Angie, can you share a little bit about how you sign customers and how you got your 6 this month, or last month, sorry?
Yes. So I'm just going to ditto what Hannah said, because of course consistency is so important, and just those constantly reaching out to people. Told me a couple years back that she she was not rude about it, but she did, I didn't need to follow up with her because she was with someone else. But I just kept posting anyway, of course, right? And she would see my stuff, never comment. And she reached out to me and said, hey, the girl that was here, I haven't bought from her in a long time, and she really didn't follow up with me. And I like that you've been consistent. And so that was just like the confirmation that I needed at the beginning of the month for that particular person. My second girl was someone I had reached out to over and over and over again. And finally, like the stars just aligned, and she decided to hit it. And then my third one, I posted just this past week about, how a lot of people ask, are you vegan or whatever? So I posted a simple feedback comment or post. And then I had about 9 people who were not ambassadors respond. So I messaged every one of them privately. And one girl said, I don't even know her, but I'm friends with her on Facebook. I'm not sure, we must be in some homeschool group or something, but she said, I've a while reached someone else a couple years ago. She didn't respond. And she says, so I just felt it wasn't the right time. And apparently, she said, you weren't really, like, you weren't on my radar, but what, and her, she signed, and she's, as far as just our, they don't want to give them, and they working the business like 100, right? But so sometimes people don't want to walk all the, even if deal. Like, I actually got 2 customers. I was in Hawaii, and my biggest tip on that, and I had one of my Plexus signs up in our conference room because it had been rolled up for a long time. And I was like, I'm just going to put it up. And somebody came in and saw it and was like, oh my gosh, I'm dealing with these things. Can this help me? But again, someone who just didn't want to be, we don't understand that because we're like, it's so much cheaper, but some people, they don't, that's not their thing. But just constant consistency, posting, yikes. And then having those connection cards, business cards, and don't be afraid to share wherever you go. I think that's one of the biggest tips, is just make sure that you're sharing with people. So I hope those tips are helpful for you.
Hey, Angie, so Molly was asking if you contacted peeps from Maui, or did they contact you from your card info?
Let's see. So one lady actually, I had several conversations with her while I was in Maui, and then she ordered, like, I helped her order there. But then the second person, she contacted me afterwards. I really wasn't even connecting the dots because I'd bought some luggage from her, because somehow I got too much stuff. I had to buy more luggage. And I guess I gave her my card and said something about, I must have said something, blah, blah, blah. And I bought stuff for my team and all this. And I was back home, and she contacted me. She texted me for my number on my card and said, hey, this is so-and-so from the luggage store. And she went right on my website and she ordered. So that was exciting.
Awesome. 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 Thank you for sharing. And yeah, totally. This is excellent things. I mean, what Angie's talking about, like that kind of networking and connecting with as many people as possible. You don't have to share Plexus with them, but connect with them, screenshot them on your phone, like try to get them on Facebook or Instagram if it's organic within the conversation, or give them a card that you have. Mm-hmm. It's not weird. Business is not weird when you get outside of your bubble. So.
And another thing, just in light of travel, we think we compare everything to our Facebook feed, and we really shouldn't, because nobody outside of our Facebook feed has heard of Plexus. So when we've been all over this year. We've been to Scottsdale, Arizona, where the headquarters of Plexus is, and no one's ever even heard of it. We've been to Maui, no one's ever heard of it. We've been to Miami, no one's heard of it. You go to Ohio, no one's heard of it. I don't know where else we've been. We've been to a lot of places, and we talked to a lot of people about Plexus, and it's still not on anybody's radar. So as you're out and about, understand that the people that we're seeing at the store or at the resort or wherever it is, they have not heard about Plexus. That should be your mindset. They're not your Facebook feed. So, it's an encouraging thing when you're out talking to people, because the market is wide open. It's wide open.
The more you practice in person, the better you'll get. I was very, very introverted, and I made myself talk to people, like even my local mail person, when I was mailing samples. I just made myself approach the conversation like, hey, have you ever heard of Plexus? I'm sending out some samples. Would you like one? It can be that simple, but that was huge for me because I wasn't used to sharing in person.
Abby Dunn, it says, I struggle with feeling slimy in person. That's a really great point. And I want to point something out. When you're meeting people in public or on vacation or just out and about, never go for the close. Just go for the contact. Go for the connection. Because I mean, if you're just connecting with someone, that's different than attacking somebody with a sample. Nothing wrong with a sample if the conversation is open up to that, but don't like chase the guy or gal, down the hallway with your sample. I just go for the connection before the close. Just remember that connection before close.
And it's usually an organic conversation. If it's like strangers and you're connecting, like, what do you do? You can tell, like, hopefully you can tell, like, just social cues if someone is open to hearing more, if you need to go back and talk to them more about their life.
Yeah.
So just FYI.
For example, I made two connections in the sauna today at the YMCA. It's my favorite place to talk to guys. It sounds odd, but they're there and you're there. So let's talk about something. But they did ask what I did. And then that was it. I told them what I did and we connected. Actually, the one was a youth pastor. So we had a really great conversation about stuff, but I just made a connection. I wasn't trying to be slimy, especially in the sauna.
It get weird.
Yeah.
Also, if you
choose your slimy spots well, because like the sauna would be really, really slimy. Anyway.
Yeah, and if you meet like a good waitress, or you're like, oh my word, she needs Plexus, or I want her on my team. I mean, it's okay to think those thoughts. Make sure you tip well and leave a business card. So we want to be known for leaving a good impression. Yes. Okay.
Weirdy pants. That's what Amy says.
Okay, Amy Bucker. I don't see Amy's face though. She's on here and she was going to share because she was another one that swept Maui prizes ×6. There she is. And she's going to share. If you earned Maui prizes, put them in the comments because I want to see who all did. I know Molly did and other ones of you. So we'd love to hear that. Okay, you're up, Amy.
Are you ready for me, Megan? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on my phone, so it's always my phone always freaks me out because I can't see myself as much as other people can see me. So I'll just share. I love that when you're initially meeting people, I feel like that's like my mantra in signing people up, almost just like super cash. Like it doesn't affect me either way, right? Whether you join or whether you don't, I'm still gonna love you. And so Megan, just in conversation, she asked me, she's like, well, what was your secret sauce for this month? And so I have felt like my whole journey to Emerald has been nothing grand or glorious. Like there's been nothing sexy about it. It's just been like steady Eddie showing up. And so I was talking to, I was leading the Power of the 5 chapter 4 last night. And I was saying, we have seasons, right? Seasons of planting and seasons of harvest, seasons of reaping, seasons of sowing. And so I was encouraging them as we go into this 14-day challenge. Like some people at the end of these 14 days are going to scoop up a whole bunch of fun customers, ambassadors, whatever. And then some people are going to come out of the 14 days being like, well, that was a waste. Hopefully you won't think that. But I mean, you could think that if it was just by what happens at the end, because you might be in a season of planting. And that whole 90-day rule, I've seen that happen over and over and over again over these past 4 years. And sometimes I'm not aware of what season I'm in necessarily, you know what I mean? And so for this month, I actually, by the end of the month, added 8 ambassadors. And so I'm thinking through all of them, and it was all super random. Like 2 were customers who upgraded. 1 has been a 3-year conversation of follow-up. So the fortune is in the follow-up. Statistically, a person needs 12 touch points. This person needed 3 years. 1 is one of my deepest friends who our families actually lived together for 2 years. She has blatantly said, you're the only Plexus person I haven't unfollowed, just so you know, and it's only because I love you, and I think it would make you sad if I did. So she came to me towards the end of the month. She's horribly sick, and they don't know if it's lupus, if it's Lyme, if it's fibromyalgia, they don't know what it is, and she's like, okay, it's time for me to eat some crow. I have been reading and watching you for 4 years now. And she's a researcher. And she's like, it's time. I'm desperate. I don't know what I need, but I trust you. And I believe in Plexus. And so I was like, isn't crow so tasty? And so it's super like random scooping. 1 is a lady who saw a Facebook post that I did. I shared Kevin's story and she messaged me and her first lines were, she's like, okay, like don't go crazy on me, but you know, I just read your post. I think Plexus could help me. Can you just blitz me a tiny little bit of information? And so I voice messaged her. I don't even know her. I voice messaged her back. Like I laughed right out loud. I was like, I think you're like one of my most favorite messages of someone who's contacted me, you know, because she's just like, don't go crazy, but just tell me a little bit. I think it could be what I need, you know? And so super random, but for the most part, it's the follow-up. It's the consistent day in and day out showing up and just doing like the really the boring things of life, right? And that chapter 4 of, I don't know if any of you guys have that secret code of success. Nope, the power of 5. I love it, love it, love it. He's so practical. And it was that's my chapter that I taught. And one of the pages, he's like, practicing isn't awesome, or I don't know how he worded it, isn't excellent. Showing up isn't excellent. Doing the things isn't excellent. I can't remember, he just listed all of these things, but he's like combined all of those things together, done over and over and over again, then that becomes excellence, you know? And so that's just what we do, right? We show up day in and day out. And so, you know, I had a summer of many months where I added nobody in a row, you know, and so this is surely not an every month thing, but I think that it is proof of consistency, and that our Facebook is our storefront, right? That shows, that builds credibility, and then our following up with our people and our loving our people, and even the grumpy skeptics in our life, loving them well, regardless, and then letting them make the call. And then today she messaged me back to my best friend. She's like, okay, I'm not selling Plexus, but I reached out to 3 people today and they're interested. So what do I do now? Like super grumpy in her tone. And I'm like, oh, doesn't it taste so good? And she's like, what? I was like, you know, the humble pie that you're eating, just like I used to eat. And she's like, I know, I feel like I'm walking in your footsteps, but it's funny. It's good, right? So really that's it. So I don't know if that encourages you or discourages you, but really it's doing what we say to do every day. And sometimes it's more than others. Sometimes it's less than others, but it's faithfully showing up and doing the mundane. And it's those simple daily steps repeated over and over again, right? That build the habits. And if you build it, they will come. So that's it. Love you guys.
Yeah, that's it. You have it right there. That was awesome, Amy. Thank you for sharing that. I'm actually going to screen share really quick. Did you want to say anything, like pop these up? Do you have anything on your heart?
Well, I was going to talk about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, perfect. Do you want to do this one first or the other one?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Whoa, hang on, people.
Hang on, folks.
Woo! What did I do? Shoot. Hang on. There we go. Sorry. I still have to figure out how to navigate this dealy-do.
What are we trying to do?
Well, I'm trying to pull up that one. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, can you all see that?
Do that one.
Okay, so this is what we have in October. So corporate keeps rolling out the red carpet for us. I mean, just as an FYI, when I started, there was like a July special and maybe like a New Year's special.
Yeah, we didn't even have a convention contest, I don't think.
Yeah, so the fact that Plexus is rewarding us for working our business and just doing the things is huge. And so I just wanted to share this with you guys. I'm sure you all saw it on the team page, but you get to offer your people money off their welcome packs. So that's fabulous. 10 for 99 packs, 24 $1.99 packs. And I will say, this is interesting to me. I learned something about yellow personalities. You can tell me if this is right. You can put it in the comments if you lean towards being yellow, is that you're not necessarily motivated by the cash, but you are motivated by offering the people that you're chatting with some sort of incentive. Is that true? So I feel like the corporate is really considering all types of ambassadors and offering wonderful things we can offer people, and also the fact that you sign 3, you get $150, you sign 6, and you get $500. And this is on top of business building bonuses and your rank up bonuses. So like if you sign 3 and you go silver for the first time, you're going to get the silver bonuses. And if you do it in 14 days or 30 days, you get those fast start bonuses. Plus you get $150 just for being awesome like that. Okay. Power of 3 is where it's at. So every single one of us should get 3 ambassadors signed in October. Make that whatever. Actually, what I should say is set your goal now. Commit to that number. Commit to your number. And I really feel like some months maybe you'll really be focused on what your goal is, and other months maybe you're not. I know that for me, when I set an intention, when I set a goal, it narrows my focus so much, and it makes me hit that goal. Like I will not go to bed on the last day of the month until that goal is hit, right? Because I have committed to that. I have made that, I've set that intention. And so I just want to encourage all of you to pick your number, and don't be scared of it. You have to commit to it. And then back that commitment up with action, right? Because then you start thinking, well, how am I going to get 6? Or how am I going to get 12? Do I have 12 friends that will do this? Yes, I have 12 friends that will do this. I have to have a lot of conversations to find my 12 or to find my 3, whatever that is. So I want to encourage you all to decide which goal you're going to hit, right? Signing 6 will get you $500. Signing 9 will get you $650. Signing 12 will get you $1,000. And I don't know about you, but the holidays are coming, and there's maybe a lot of opportunity for travel. That is huge. And I also think this is something else. If you have been in Plexus for a while and you're thinking, man, I need to rank up, sometimes you can only milk your team so much. Like if they really don't want it, you need to go recruit a new team.
Right.
Okay. Truth bomb. It's okay. It's not that you hate your team. You love your team. They're awesome. You love them where they're at, right? Sometimes they're in seasons where they just can't give bandwidth to being huge, crazy business builders, right? But you can affect your own choices, right? We have control over our own goals and our choices, and we can make that happen. And when you recruit a new, either baby team, you get 3, or you sign 12, then you have a brandy new team, right? And when you have a brandy new team and new people to work with, you're finding out their goals, you're finding out their why, you're finding out if they want to share, if they're willing to make a post, if you can help them go silver, if they're interested in the business. Like there's a lot of ways to frame it, but then you have people to work with. The recruitment piece is so important, because then from the recruitment, then you can develop silvers. So that's my thoughts on that particular incentive, which is super fabulous and awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let me see if I can figure out how to cancel it out. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Justin, can talk about the re-rank one.
So this has never happened before that I know of, across the board anyway. I think it's happened before on certain ranks, but I don't remember this ever happening for every rank out there. Now, can everybody see this? Can you give me a thumbs up? Can you see the picture on the screen? Okay. So if you haven't got this email or read this email, you really need to study this email, especially if you've been in Plexus for a little while, because this can greatly affect you and greatly affect your team. So let's say if you don't understand what this is, basically what it is if you re-rank, so let's say you were a gold, and then last month in September you fell down below gold points and you were a silver. Okay, let's say you fell down to like 75 points in September. So in October, if you re-rank to gold, you will earn $125. And this goes across the board. Not only you, but your sponsor will earn $125 also. So this is incredible. And so September was not a huge point month across the board in Plexus. So for this incentive to come out in October, one is perfect timing. And there's a lot of opportunity here to earn extra money and to re-rank to the highest rank that you've ever held. So that's the goal, is to try to get people back to the highest rank that they once held. So it's amazing. Yeah. So for both the ambassador and their sponsor.
So if you
have,
if you have a
crazy.
lot of people on your team that aren't maintaining their ranks, that's an awesome opportunity.
I mean, if you have 10 people that were silver at one time, and then last month they weren't, and you were to get them to go to rank back to silver, then that's $500 in your pocket and $500 in your team spread around for people that are re-ranking. So it's an amazing incentive. And I'll just say, if you if you happen to find yourself at points below what your highest rank was, it's okay. There's seasons in every business where there's ups, there's downs. Not every month keeps going up. There's months where you fall back, and it's okay. It's just the nature of business. Not just this business, but any business. There's seasons. So I would encourage everybody to take advantage of this incentive. I'm going to take advantage of this incentive. In September, I fell below Sapphire points. It was the first time in 4 years I've ever lost rank.
He rubs it in to me.
I've never lost. This is the first time, and I missed it by like 29 points, and it bothered me. Anyway, it doesn't bother me anymore because we have this killer incentive, and I'm going to earn, what was mine? I'm going to make it happen. I don't care. I'm going to make it happen. So one thing I want to encourage you to do is this, and this is something that my coach has been working with me on, is the difference between wanting to do something and committing to something. Two completely different sports. Okay, so wanting to do something, everybody wants the extra cash, but few will commit to earning the extra cash. So I would encourage you to decide to commit to re-ranking if that's the position that you're in. Make a decision like, I'm going to do this month. Not I want to do it this month, but I'm committed to re-ranking this month. Or I'm committed to whatever the goal is you set for yourself. This is just something I'm learning personally. And I was explaining it to someone the other day. I said, it's kind of like if you're at your marriage or you're at your wedding and you get to the vow part and your spouse says, yeah, I really want this to, kind of maybe work out. Hopefully, I mean, if that's the vow, that's what want to looks like. Commit looks like sickness and health, rich or for poor. That's a commitment. So that's the difference between a want to and a commit to. So I would encourage you to just commit to whatever the goal is you're setting for this month and go for it.
And yeah, we were going to also mention that setting your own personal goals, but also set some team goals. I know there's different people on this team that are really good about networking within their team to find out what their team's goals are, or what their teammates' goals are, and then from there they formulate what their team goal is, like on a recruitment end, silvers, things like that. And so just FYI, if we set goals, we'll be way more likely to hit them, right? If we set them, write them down, and make them visible, we're going to be way, way, way more likely to hit our goals or get way closer to the goals than if we would never have set a goal to begin with. So, all right, guys, thank you for popping on. If you are coming to our One Team Fall Fest, make sure to go comment on that event page because we're trying to get a head count for who's going to be there for the training part and lunch versus your family members are going to be there at supper time. So if you can go comment on that, it'll help us a ton. Cannot wait. There's going to be some great training and excited to meet lots of new people. I know a lot of you are coming and it's going to be an awesome time. So, All right, hi-ho, here we go for October. You guys have a great night. See y'all.